This is from the Likkutei Sichos Chelek Yud Ches, the third Sicha of Parshat Pinchas. A person who's trying to be a good Jew might say to himself and say to Hashem, why aren't you happy enough that I'm being a good person, I'm doing the right thing, and why do you have expectations, or why does people have expectations of me that I have to go out and try to make the rest of the world holy too, that I should help other people be good Jews? It's enough that I'm being good myself. You can't expect me to save the whole world. So the Haftarah, the first Haftarah of the 3 weeks, which is coming up this Shabbos, is a narrative where the Eibishter speaks to Yirmiyahu and encourages him that he has to go and he has to be a Navi, and he has to be bold and speak bravely to the people of the world. And in the Haftarah, the Eibishter encourages him and says, don't be discouraged, and don't underestimate yourself, and don't feel like you're too small and insignificant and you don't have the ability to do such a big job. No. You have to know that even when you were in your mother's womb, I gave you the koiches to do this, and Malach learned the whole Torah with you, and you're fully equipped. And you're in possession of a nefesh lekis. Nefesh lekis shouldn't be afraid of anything. And I'm with you, and I'm going to be with you, and you don't be afraid. And go and change the world. So too, a Jew needs to know that he has the same koyach. That from the time you were in the mother's womb, you were already given koyach then, and then you were given nefesh lekis, and Eibishter is with you now. There's nothing that should intimidate you from going out of shul, out of the Beis Medrash, out of the yeshiva, go into the big scary world and change it and make it into a holy place. And it will not change you; you will change it. Even though you think you're so insignificant and so puny compared to the big bad world. But you'll see, you'll change it. You'll make it good. And we learn the importance of this mission from the difference between Moshe and Pinchas. This week's Parshat Pinchas. Moshe Rabbeinu, with all of his greatness, his children did not continue his role. Whereas Pinchas, who didn't seem to be somebody close to being as great as Moshe Rabbeinu, but yet what he did earned him that him and his children, his grandchildren, his great-grandchildren, they would all be kohanim. Why is Pinchas zeicha to this perpetuity in his family and Moshe Rabbeinu is not? Because Moshe Rabbeinu's job, Moshe Rabbeinu's assignment from the Eibishter was largely ruchnius, have to do with ruchnius, have to do with bringing holiness down to the world, teaching the Torah to the Yidden. Pinchas, his mission, even though it was a very brief one, and it was a momentary flash of courage and bravery, and it was a one-time thing, but his mission was gashmias, to do a physical act in the physical world, and that made the connection that it should be a permanent thing and not a temporary change from above, but rather that the physical itself is changed, and it's changed for good. And this is a message that if a person says, I'm not Moshe Rabbeinu, you don't have to be Moshe Rabbeinu. You don't have to be Moshe Rabbeinu. Be a simple Jew, so to speak, and go out and don't be afraid of the Gashmis, and go out and address it and deal with it and use it for a higher purpose, and you'll see that little by little, with the Eibishter's help, you will change the world. The world will not destroy you or your ruchnius, and eventually you'll bring about the days of coming of Mashiach, who will be heralded by none other than Pinchas himself, who is also Eliyahu Hanavi.